Hey y'all, welcome back to From the Holler. If you're new around here, my name is Missy, and I'd like to introduce you to my son. This is Joseph,
Hello.
and y'all know him from a lot of my videos. We have talked a lot about him here lately, and tonight we are sitting down to do our first video together, and he's going to be answering some questions that you guys have sent in. I put a post out on the community page and asked if y'all had any questions about the ketamine treatments that he took or the NAD treatment that he took. And y'all delivered and came up with some really good questions, and I'm gonna leave it up to him. If he's comfortable answering the question, then we'll get it answered, and if not, we will definitely put it back for later. This is the first of several videos that we're going to be doing, as long as he's comfortable doing them. And so yeah, you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go down the list. Let me just go down through here and see what we've got. There were several questions asked. There were a lot of encouragement for him and a lot of cheering him on. So I appreciate y'all. Donna Johnson 8035 asked, this is the first question. My question for Joseph is, what changed, if anything, to make you want to quit the drugs?
So, the best answer that I could give for that is just flat out fear that I wasn't going to make it much longer, and knowing that I just felt like it was time to get it right, and to start down a path that I can be proud of, and I can make my son proud of, and make my parents proud of. So
Good answer. I like that one.
I thought so.
I like that. All right. Joyce 9523 asks, do you have dreams, bad dreams or good dreams? Just dreams in general?
So I'm a pretty vivid dreamer as it is, and so nothing really changed there, other than they seem to be a lot more vivid now than during the treatment process, but nothing bad. So
Do you want to kind of let them know what ketamine treatments are and how you came across them?
Yeah, so ketamine has been around for a long time. I don't know the exact date, but I know it was first synthesized, I want to say, in like the 1950s, and that's one of the things that they use for anesthesia, and it is really good. It is a psychedelic when used at a smaller dose, but it's a very powerful drug. So
This is just some of my questions. Y'all, I took him a couple of times, okay? But I still have questions. And I even done some research on this, and the therapy that they did with you during the treatment, was that, what all did that consist of?
So I done the 2-hour sessions, and the therapy wasn't for the entire 2 hours, but It could have been if you know, it's pretty much an individual basis on that. But the therapist that I had was a really good guy. He dealt with his own problems with drug addiction, and that's what led him to you know, want to be a therapist. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, which, I mean, that to me helped me a lot, because who wants to have a therapist that hadn't ever been through anything or
doesn't understand what you're dealing with or what you're going through.
Right.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. All right. Let's see. I love this quote. Stacy67643 said, "Not a question, just a quote I live by. The only person you're destined to become is the person you decide to be." Ralph Waldo Emerson. I like that.
I can get down with
that.
that.
Joyce9523. She has several questions, okay?
Yeah.
Did you feel somewhat normal, like the new normal, when in sobriety?
So as far as that goes, it was different than any treatment that I've done, and I've done quite a few different treatments, and the difference in this one and the other ones that I've been through were night and day. It was I wouldn't say an immediate effect, but it really opens you up to understanding yourself in a really positive way. It's so powerful, and I mean, even after the first session, when I walked out of there, it was like, you know, just
he was close to shouting when he came out that door.
Yeah, it was.
He really was. He really was. I took him that first time, and he was close to shouting.
Yeah, it was
when he came out.
It was a very positive experience, and it helped me to unlock some memories that I had repressed for a long time, and it just having that experience on your very first time was like, man, I can't believe how good I feel.
I think you were sold at that point.
Yeah,
and
for
you were ready to go back. You were excited to go back.
For sure.
And to even, you know, we're looking forward to the other treatments because of what happened in that first one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I could tell a difference. As far as his other treatments that he's been in, you know, you could almost tell that this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't a visible or an audible difference even after him doing it.
Yeah.
For a while. But with this, it was different. It was completely different. And what I saw when he came out of that office, even that very first time, it was awesome. Like, I let myself have hope on that day, okay? And we've talked, you know, about being careful with that. But that day, I allowed myself to have some hope, to let it build. And that was just an awesome feeling.
Yeah.
So I could tell a difference. All right, let's go on up through here. Christy RN says, "Can't wait to watch. I've watched from your perspective," meaning mine, "but am curious as to what he thinks now about it and how he's feeling." So how are you feeling?
I feel like
you're 2 weeks out from your last treatment. So he took 3 weeks,
Yeah.
2 treatments per week, and he finished his last treatment 2 weeks as of this past Thursday.
Yeah. So this is my 3rd week out,
Yeah.
and what I think about it now is, wow, why didn't I find this sooner? Which, to kind of go off of that, I think I found it at the exact time that I was supposed to. And I just...
When he came to us, and he had found this treatment on his own, okay? And he had already put some of the money, okay? This was, what, $4,400 for those 6 treatments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He had to have a down payment on that, okay? He was able to make payments for the treatment, which you're not going to find that everywhere.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
Very. But he had put a chunk of that down himself, okay?
I think it was
and then,
$1,400.
Yeah, and then came to us and told us about it. You know, that's different, okay? That's different. That's telling me that he wants this for himself. This is not me begging and pleading and, you know, no, that's not how it is. This is him wanting this time. And that told me this is different. This is different.
Yeah.
So that meant a lot. All right.
Hang on, and as far as how I'm feeling, during one of the treatments, it is, like I said, it is a psychedelic, so there is somewhat some hallucinations, but not like mushrooms or acid or anything like that. It's more like they call it God's medicine, and so during one of the treatments, it was like I was being wrapped up in a cocoon and was born into a brand new body. And when I came out of treatment that day, it was so clear in my mind that I was a brand new person.
Wow.
And just that feeling alone was like powerful, extremely powerful.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. And speaking of hallucination, Joyce9523 has another question. And she asks, hallucinations of any kind, like the feeling of being high, you hear so much about this treatment where she's at, especially when you look at the videos of people being addicted to it. So,
being addicted to
the ketamine.
Ketamine?
Mm-hmm.
So, there's not really a feeling of being high. And as far as the hallucinations, it's not like I said, it's not like being on acid or you know, just high. It's more like you're connecting to your higher power, whatever that may be, and you know, it's I've never felt closer to God than I do now.
And he's told me that several times.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you can do ketamine different ways, but and I've never actually done it, you know, illicitly, but it is a intravenous drip over the 2-hour period, and so you don't, and it's such a low dose over that 2-hour period. It's not like you're just going to be sitting there tripping so much that you can't really talk. I mean, keep in mind that you're also, while you're doing it, you're also talking to a therapist. So they're not gonna get you so high that you can't function and put sentences together. So and I don't know how the therapists are anywhere else other than where I went, but I have genuine love for that guy. I mean,
I do too.
Yeah,
I would love to shake his hand.
He was incredible. He really knows what he's doing.
All right. RLG 1320 says, how has the craving for drugs changed since the treatments? You're 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Going on your 3rd week.
Yeah.
So, where are you at with all that?
So, the cravings really started to change after I got the NAD injection. And
yeah, we need to talk about that too.
Yeah, definitely need to talk about that one. But what the NAD does is it resets the receptors in your brain, and also it helps to refire up your what is the word I'm looking for? Neurons, maybe?
I have no idea.
Well, anyway, it helps to fire new connections in your brain that the drug's damaged. And, the neuroplasticity with that, I mean, you can really tell a difference over the next 5 days after you get that injection.
But how did it affect you physically?
So I was intermittent fasting whenever I got that injection.
And I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I didn't think anything about it. But so with that, there was some adverse reactions to it, but that was completely on me. That wasn't their fault. It was completely on me. I went in there with an empty stomach. Had only drank some water that morning, and whenever I got done with that day, my stomach was just it felt like it was just cramping so hard that it had me doubling over, and eventually wound up puking up stomach bile. And that kept happening over the next 3 days. And so my intermittent fasting period wound up going a lot longer than I was planning on. But it made me not be able to eat and not have an appetite at all for that next 3 days. But so I would recommend, if you are going to do it, make sure that you definitely have something on your stomach. Not like a heavy meal, but you want to definitely have something on your stomach.
Because it's scary to see the side effects hit on an empty one.
Yeah.
I mean, that was scary for me.
Yeah. It wasn't too great for me either.
I was ready to take him to the ER, okay?
Yeah.
Just saying. All right.
What was the other part of that question?
How has the craving for drugs changed since the treatments?
Oh, well. With just doing the ketamine, it was like, not only did the cravings subside, but it was like a journey for me to see how much of things that I was putting into my body that were bad for me. It was like, how much of this stuff can I drop and stop doing? And I cut out, for the most part, drinking sodas. I cut out pretty much all sugar, other than maybe eating something here and there, but it started something inside of me that I wanted to use it as a tool to start living a healthier lifestyle.
Okay. Let's see what we've got now. RMG again, 1320. Since having these treatments and therapy, how do you look back on your past history of family problems and your son? You can choose to answer this, or we can put that one in the safe for another video.
I can answer it.
Okay.
So it's been a very rocky road. As far as that goes, and looking back on it, there's nothing I can do to change it, but I know that I don't want to go back. I don't want to backpedal. I only want to move forward from here on out. And
there's no sense in beating a dead horse when it comes to things that have happened.
Right. All I can do is work towards making amends, and keep my head focused on the future of being the best I can be for not only him but all my family members.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I am going up through here. We got a lot of comments, okay?
I see that. Let's do this one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Joyce 9523 says, I can't wait to meet him. You. She's been in your situation and beat it. And you're willing to talk about it. This helps a lot. It's therapy. Takes a lot off of you, especially if someone is really listening. She's praying for you, and she can't wait to see this.
So that's awesome that you beat it, because so many people don't.
Mm-hmm.
And it really takes a lot to say, you know what, this has got to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning that the only way you can truly change is by saying goodbye to that old lifestyle and welcoming with open arms your new lifestyle.
And to all the people in that old lifestyle, because a lot of them don't want to let go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be ready to cut off any and everybody that is no longer serving you a good purpose.
Yep.
And you have to.
A lot of them want to see you as miserable as they are.
Right.
And keep you held down.
Yeah.
And that's where you've got to have the cojones to say, no.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for me.
Yeah.
And this time, I will say this. This time, he's done this for him.
Truly.
Okay? It's not for me or his dad or his son. Okay? I used to be the world's worst at throwing Aiden. If you won't do it for me, do it for your son. Okay? That does no good. It does absolutely no good, because they can't even fathom. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay? You can't even begin to fathom what I'm even saying, because you've got your blinders on, okay, and the world is revolving around you. You're not actually living in the world. It's you're the world.
Yeah.
At that point in time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it did absolutely no good. It just made, in my opinion, it made matters worse between he and I. It did.
Yeah.
It really did. So yeah. He did this for himself. And I couldn't be prouder of him for choosing to do this and wanting to do this and taking the steps to do this on his own. I mean, I don't know if y'all realize this, but $1,400 is a lot of money. Okay?
Especially in this economy.
Well, not only that, but it's a lot of money for an addict to come up with.
Yeah.
Okay? They usually don't have any money, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Or
But-
if you do, it's not going towards that.
No. And like he said, this came along when it was meant to come along for him. Absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
This was meant to be there, and he was meant to be able to do it. And I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah.
Very.
It worked out better than I ever imagined it would. And in hindsight, regular rehab right now costs about $30,000 to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have insurance, then that's straight out of pocket.
And they want their money up front.
Yeah, that's a lot to come up with.
You will not step foot inside their facility until that's paid.
Yeah,
Or they know that they're going to get their money from insurance or whatever.
yeah.
So
$30,000 compared to $4,400 for a treatment that I feel like worked 1,000 times better than regular rehab.
Well, also, here's another cost, okay? Depending on what rehab you're talking to or what counselor you're talking to, a lot of them are going to tell you that you shouldn't send your loved one to a rehab anywhere close to home, okay? You need to send them out of state, and you need to do this, but you've got to pay for your plane tickets, you've got to pay for food and the taxi service or the Uber, whatever it may be, to get from the airport to the facility and all that stuff. Y'all, it adds up, okay?
Yeah, there's a lot of upfront costs.
And if y'all have watched the video where I told the story about us sending him to Vegas rehab, yeah, it was a con.
Yeah.
The whole thing. He did not need to go to Vegas. He could have went to a rehab. Now, I don't know how it is now, but I know just a few years ago, there were no rehabs anywhere around us for meth addiction. Now, I don't know if that specialized in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think, even to this day, I don't think there's many that specialize in meth.
So, I mean, they're going to tell you that you've got to send your loved one somewhere out of state. That way, if they decide to leave, okay, they want to just get out of there, they don't know where they're at, and they can't get home easily.
Yeah.
So, I understand that aspect. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. Especially when they want to have family counseling and things like that, which they need to do. That just makes more sense to have,
Yeah.
it's expensive.
Very.
Okay? Very expensive.
And forget about financing.
Yeah.
So.
He got so lucky that this facility took payments on this treatment. I mean, y'all, when I tell you it was just opened up to him and handed to him, it honestly was.
Yeah. And the people there all have your best interest at heart.
Now, is this place like a chain or anything, or is it just...
I think so. I think there's, multiple... The place is called Revitalist.
And I will link the website in
Yeah.
the description box.
Yeah.
of the video, so you guys can go check them out and see if there's a facility near you. There may be. And do different offices offer different things?
Well, they all, as far as I know, they all offer the same services, and there's plenty of services, for you to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not just one for everybody.
Yeah, one size fits all.
Yeah, it's you can do.
And you can do more NAD treatments.
Yeah.
He did one.
Yeah.
And I think you're glad you did the one.
Yeah.
I wish he could do another one, but y'all, they're like $250 a piece.
Okay? And you actually can do more.
Yeah, you can.
They
actually suggest you do more.
Yeah, they offer you, even after your treatments are done, even after the 6 treatments are done, they will allow you to come back in after the 3-week period of being done. They allow you to come back in for a booster, and you can do that, multiple times. It's not just they don't just offer one booster, and you can do just NAD, you can do just ketamine, you can do both as boosters, but it is $250 for the NAD treatment
Per treatment.
Mm-hmm. And for me, I don't want to recommend just doing one of them, but at the same time I would recommend doing at least one of them, and do it more towards the end of it.
You did yours on your very last ketamine treatment.
Yeah, and that was a game changer. Even
with the sickness.
Yeah, even with the sickness. I mean, it was just, you could really feel in your brain the new connections that it's making. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's incredible. So,
well, do you have anything else you want to say tonight?
Thank you all for your questions. This won't be the last time that you all see me. And if you have any more questions that you want to ask, just
drop a comment.
And if I have an answer for it, I will answer it. I don't mind at all, to answer your guys' questions. And I'll be as honest and straightforward with it as I can be. And I feel like if you are looking into it for your loved one or for yourself, it will really change your perspective on you. Mm-hmm. It'll really open your mind up to just being a better person in general, and it will bring you so far in your recovery process, way farther than any 30-day treatment that I've done in just 3 weeks. And it's very, very powerful. And you still do need to implement stuff outside of the treatment, and fill in the gaps. You'll find yourself having more time on your hands, obviously, because I know what it's like to have to get up and find your fix, and it's very time consuming. But go into it with an open mind and believe in yourself and tell yourself that, no matter what, I'm going to do this, and I can't thank my mom and dad enough for sticking with me and encouraging me to get better. And now that I'm done with my treatments, I hated myself for a very long time and I wasn't living life at all. I was just surviving. And now it's like I get up every morning and praise God that I'm doing what I'm need to be doing, and
you're working on yourself too.
Yeah, finding what my purpose is in life, and figuring out that I've got a broken inner child inside of me that I need to nurture up to good health. And that alone was figuring that out was very helpful in my process. And I can't thank the people at Revitalist enough for they're all everybody that works there is just really has just a really good vibe around them. Mm-hmm. And excuse me, they truly have your best interest in their hearts, and they make you so comfortable that even stuff that's hard to talk about to more or less a stranger, they make you so comfortable that it's like you can really open up and really start to heal the painful places that's in your body and in your mind. And that makes a huge difference alone.
Mm-hmm. It does.
This, a lot of people don't make it out of this alive, and you can't do it alone.
Mm-mm.
You just can't.
No.
I've not met anybody that can do it alone.
No.
The support system is so important. You got to find you some rocks that you can lean on, and this woman right here is one of those for me. And our relationship, in my mind, has never been better. And my relationship
since this treatment,
my relationship with my dad is better than it's ever been, and my relationship with my son is really great. And I've been a horrible person. I've done horrible things that I can't take back, but I can amend that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I've been told a couple of different times is hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself.
Yep.
So I think that's...
Well, you also said something a few months ago. You and I were sitting outside talking, and you said that you had woke up, and this is a conversation that we've had here on the channel, but you said that you realized that you were a 30-year-old man. You want to finish that? What you want to finish what you said? You were a 30-year-old man, but had the mind of a
About 18-year-old or
16-year-old. Yeah.
16-year-old. You know, when you start doing drugs like that at a young age, and you don't quit, I mean, that's where your developed mind stops at.
It stunts it.
Yeah.
Like it shuts off.
Yeah.
You know, so while he's in active addiction and stuff like that, and I get my maddest at him, once I realized where he was at, okay, and it took a long time for me to understand this and be able to accept it. But once I realized where he was at and that I had to meet him there, okay, he couldn't meet me in the middle or anywhere else. I had to go back and meet him there.
Yeah.
And once I realized that, it got easier, okay? I didn't get as mad as often or as hurt or whatever, okay? You just got to remember that.
Yeah.
Because they're stuck.
Yeah.
And it's going to take him a while to catch up.
It's almost
everything, all the chemicals and stuff has got to come out of his body, okay? And it can take a couple of years or more for that to happen. Hopefully, with things progressing the way they are, he'll catch up in no time. You know.
And that treatment helped that process along at a rapid pace. I feel like I've matured more in this short period of time than I would have ever done had I got on Suboxone, or
had you went cold turkey,
went cold turkey, or and I'm not saying that those medications are a bad thing. They definitely do help.
They just weren't for you.
Yeah, they just weren't for me. And
it's not a cookie cutter situation. Okay, what works for one person may not work for the next.
Yeah,
and vice versa. It's all different. Everybody's different, and it may take a couple of different things to do one where it took him, the ketamine.
Yeah.
Hey, he's tried pretty much everything there is out there as far as treatment is concerned.
Yeah.
Okay?
I've done the methadone, I've done the Suboxone, I've done the Sublocade injection,
the rehabs, the cold turkey and detoxin.
Yeah. And
would not recommend that.
I would definitely not recommend that. That's just suffering. And
well, it's also dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Yeah. And, if you're somebody that has also been down that road and tried all that, I'd highly recommend trying the ketamine treatment. Yeah, it's so much different. And you're not, I hate saying that, you're getting on the Suboxone and stuff, that you're just trading, the illicit drugs for that. But I guess a better way to put that is, the illicit supply can kill you. And it's killed a lot of people. And, going to something like Suboxone or methadone or something like that, it's not going to kill you, but the withdrawals of coming off of that is just as bad almost as coming off of your drug of choice. And You know, it's not just for drug addiction either. I mean, there's
Oh, it's for a lot of different things. Anxiety, panic disorders, stop smoking,
drug resistant
weight
depression.
loss. It's for a lot of different things.
PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's an incredible drug, and you know, I am so glad that I found that, and that it truly helped. And there's different ways that you can go about doing it. There's even a couple of different places that that you can get it online, and they'll send it to your house. It's a nasal spray, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home. And you do like a Zoom video call with a therapist, and you know, you can do it at your house.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I think the name of those websites are Joyous and Mind Bloom is two of them that I know about. And which, I mean, if you don't feel comfortable doing it like that and would rather be around people that, you know, I wouldn't recommend doing it at home if you've never done hallucinogens or psychedelics. That might be something that's a little bit more powerful than what you're ready for.
Yeah.
And which is understandable. So you might want to do it where you're around people that can, you know, keep you comfortable. But the websites, it's a little bit cheaper to do it that way, but at the same time, I mean, I really enjoyed going to the building and doing it around medical professionals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I would have been comfortable with you doing it at home.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm not good with that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for supporting our little channel. As he said before, this is our first video together. There will be more. If you do have any questions, drop a comment, and then that way I can keep everything together. I know where the comments or where the questions are, and I can get them to him so that he has time to think about it, okay? He wants to give you guys the best answer that he possibly can. So, you know, I don't want to spring stuff on him. I want to be sure that he's ready for these conversations. And as we get into different things, this may look different. We may be outside. We may be, I don't even know everything, okay? But this is what it is for tonight. So, and there's more to this story.
A lot more. Feel free to ask any question, even if it's a hard question. I mean,
if he's not ready to answer it, we will put it back and we will save it for when he is ready. Okay? That's the way we want to handle this, right?
Yeah.
So
I want to help as many of you guys as I can. I want to be as, you know, a light in the darkness for you, if I can be.
Well, I know from a parent's standpoint, you know, it would have been nice to have had somebody to sit and talk about this and explain things when, you know, when you were at your worst.
Yeah.
With me, you know.
Yeah.
And somebody to just be there during that time. So anyway, much love to each and every one of you guys, and y'all, we've got to love and support each other. Okay? Our kids are depending on us
Yeah.
to be there for them and to help them through the hell that they're going through.
Absolutely.
There is no better love than a mother's love. None whatsoever. And we've got to continue to be strong for our kids.
Yeah.
So, much love to each and every one of y'all, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye, y'all.